Well, today is a pretty big day for Nebraska football. After being rumored for the last couple of weeks, it finally became official today. ESPN's top pocket passing quarterback in the 2024 recruiting class told ESPN on Monday that he's switching his college commitment from Nebraska to Georgia. Riola's commitment marks the highest ranked high school recruit to pick the Cornhuskers since ESPN began tracking rankings all the way back in 2006. Riola is ranked as the number 8 overall recruit in the ESPN 300 2024 ranking. Again, I know we've kind of been aware that this was going to happen for a couple of weeks, but now that it's official, what a massive pull for the Huskers and for head coach Matt Rhule. If you want to know more about the hype surrounding Riola, here's what Bruce Feldman, one of the more prolific college football reporters in all of college football, wrote this summer. Dylan Raiola didn't win the MVP honor, but I was wowed by him this week, much as I was the first time I saw him in person last spring at an Elite 11 regional. Ranked 24/7 Sports #1 overall prospect and quarterback, he more than lived up to the hype both times. Physically, he looks and carries himself like he's in his mid-20s. At 6'2.5", 226 pounds, the Georgia commit makes everything look easy, which really stands out after watching almost all the other quarterbacks look like they're amping everything they can into their throws. Riola exudes a lot of confidence. He doesn't rush anything, but still plays quick and strong. He can throw from different arm angles and can make any and every kind of throw, from the power throws to those he needs to layer in. He's just a pure passer. The hit rate on 5-star quarterbacks is around 30% over the past decade by my calculations, but I'll be surprised if he doesn't have an excellent college career. In the ESPN article, Riola detailed how a lifetime of being involved with Nebraska football played into his decision. His father Dominic was an All-American offensive lineman there, and his uncle Donovan is the school's current offensive line coach. I firmly believe that Nebraska is in my blood. It's a great opportunity to be part of something bigger than myself. Nebraska is a special place. I did a video on Riola when he committed to Georgia earlier in the year, but Nebraska actually marks the third school that he's been tied to during his recruitment process. He originally committed to Ohio State all the way back in May of 2022, but he decommitted and chose Georgia 1 year later in May of 2023. If I were to guess, this will be it for him, at least until he enters the transfer portal in a year or two for a team that has championship aspirations. If you want a silver lining for Georgia, their quarterback room doesn't really take too much of a hit with this big news. The Bulldogs learned about 30 minutes earlier that quarterback Carson Beck would be returning for the 2024 season, and I think Georgia and their fans would much prefer him to be their starting quarterback next season. Riola said there's a lure to potentially restoring glory to the Cornhuskers' name amid the program's 7-year bowl drought that has spanned 3 separate head coaches. Nebraska's history includes 5 national championships and 3 Heisman Trophy winners. I think it'll mean a lot to bring it back, just because of the legacy of so many great players that have walked through that locker room that's been established there, to keep doing what they established. Just the history of the Nebraska football program, it's not just another program. I mean, he's completely right. I'm 27 years old, and I don't recall a time in my life where Nebraska was a force to be reckoned with. All the glory days are vintage clips that I watch on YouTube. My personal favorite is the one where they came to Tempe and were upset by my Arizona State Sun Devils. That was a great one. The flip to Nebraska is probably the biggest move of the Matt Rhule era. The Huskers went 5-7 in his first season as head coach. It couldn't have come at a better position, as Nebraska had arguably the worst quarterback play in all of the FBS in 2023. They finished the campaign with the country's number 126 passing offense, and they had the 120th scoring offense as well. If you watched any Nebraska game last year, it was bad. The Cornhuskers had top 20 finishes in scoring defense, rush defense, and total defense. If they were to have just a competent offense, this truly could have become a scary team. Before we get to the rest of today's video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are that you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel, so make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. Matt Rhule has had a lot of success in college football as he turned both Temple and Baylor around, Now he's looking to do the exact same with Nebraska. Riola played high school football in both Texas and Arizona before he transferred to a high school in Georgia this past summer. He threw for 2,700 yards with 34 touchdowns and just 1 interception in his final season. Riola plans to enroll early at Nebraska and be on campus next month in January. He visited over the weekend with the outside expectation that he planned to eventually commit there. I went up there with an open mind. I think it was just another opportunity to be around the whole coaching staff and understand Coach Rhule's vision and culture and what he intends for Nebraska to be. He understands that himself. That's huge. He can implement that into his coaching style and the way he interacts with his players. I noticed the way that his players gravitate to him. He really cares about the person and the man that you are becoming. He uses the football platform to help develop you as a man. That's what makes him the most special. He gets the most out of them because he's built strong relationships. Riola spent his whole life rooting for the Cornhuskers, as his dad won the Remington Award in 2000 as the top center in college football and earned first-team All-American honors. He was also a finalist for the Lombardi Trophy, which goes to the top lineman, and the Outland Award, which goes to the top interior lineman. When asked about his favorite Cornhusker growing up, Riola said he rooted for the entire team. That speaks a lot on how much it meant for my dad. My dad instilled that legacy in me. What he's instilled in me and all that he's taught me growing up is that he learned a lot of that from his time at Nebraska. While there's no definitive starter at quarterback for 2024, Nebraska has avoided taking a high-profile quarterback from the transfer portal. If you remember, Kyle McCord was rumored to be going there last week. Once he committed to Syracuse the other day, that kind of gave us our answers on how this process was eventually going to play out. Riola said he's eager to compete this spring and knows nothing is going to be handed to him. You have to go in and earn your stripes and compete and fall in line with what guys established last year. You're still a freshman. You have to listen to everyone ahead of you. That's the beautiful thing about it. When asked to write his perfect script of career at Nebraska, Riola acknowledged that it won't be linear, but he's looking forward to the adventure. I don't think there's a perfect vision of what it's going to be. There's going to be ups and downs. I can't tell you what it's going to be, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, the fact that Nebraska was able to win 5 games this past season just goes to show how close they might be. Their quarterback play was awful last year, and so was their offense as a whole. If Dylan Raiola is the real deal, and he's able to be that guy for the Cornhuskers, this could truly be a program-changing move. It'll be interesting to see the fallout from this and how it impacts Nebraska moving forward in the recruiting game and in the transfer portal. So, what are your thoughts on Dylan Raiola flipping his commitment from Georgia to Nebraska? Are you surprised by this, or were you expecting this to eventually happen? What do you think this flip means for Nebraska moving forward? Do you think this is going to flip the program around and will potentially see the Cornhuskers become a top 25 team? Whatever your thoughts are on this move, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos all off season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.